Hello everyone, I'm Xantor, and today I'm going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions in Clone Hero. I'm making this video as I tend to see the same questions being asked on the Clone Hero subreddit all the time. So hopefully this will bring some light and attention to some grey areas you might have. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, feel free to leave a comment and maybe I'll make a follow-up video in the future. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thanks for liking and subscribing. How do you hit these notes? Purple bars are called open notes, and they've been around since Guitar Hero World Tour. They were originally only featured on bass songs. However, fast forward a few years, they started getting used in guitar charts as well. There are two different types of open note, the regular sort and the Hopo open note. To hit the regular note, you just strum the strum bar without pressing any frets down. To hit a Hopo open note is a little more complicated. You want to see them as more of a forced let go of all the frets. Open notes in general can be complicated if you've never used them before, but the way I see them is it's like learning to hit the orange fret for the first time. I recommend trying out some of the easier songs in the Vortex Hero setlist and the Gent Hero collection in order to practice these some more. Where do I found this mod? From a side video that shows star power percentage, note streak pop-ups, and FC animations. This mod is called ScoreSpy, and it's what the majority of Clone Hero players use to play these days. ScoreSpy has online leaderboards for almost every song, star power percentage, FC animations, a note counter and time held counter, as well as automatically tracking every score you achieve and uploads it to the global leaderboard. Not only this, it also includes its own anti-cheat software to stop those lowlifes who get fake scores. ScoreSpy is the best thing to happen to Clone Hero in many years. If you want to get ScoreSpy, simply go to clonehero.scorespy.online, make an account, download the custom launcher. Within the launcher you can set your song path so you can actually get all of your songs in the game, and then install the test build or the public release for ScoreSpy to get started. From then on, it just works like regular Clone Hero. Best Clone Hero guitar? My Wii tours keep breaking and I'm sick of paying $50 each time they break. What is the best and most durable guitar to get for Clone Hero and where can I buy it? So when it comes to Guitar Hero controllers, you can always go to eBay or Facebook Marketplace to buy them. However, the quality of the controller is a complete gamble. I personally have had eBay guitars last anywhere from 3 months to about a year and a half. If you want the absolute best Guitar Hero controller, you should try a modded guitar. Sure, they cost more to buy on average, but the quality will be much higher. With a modded guitar, you can get mechanical 3D printed frets and strum bars, a braided wired USB connection, as well as completely redone circuitry inside. If you want to get yourself a modded guitar, I recommend checking out the names on the screen on Twitter, as they will always post when they have new guitars to sell. Any tips on hitting this pattern that's found in the Freebird solo and plenty of other songs? Seems like I can't hit it without spamming. So when it comes to the Freebird solo, it isn't actually as hard as you would think. It only requires 3 fingers, and the best way to hit it is instead of trying to press each finger down individually for each button, you instead want to try and roll your fingers instead, like this. Or not really roll your fingers, but roll your wrist and your hand. So instead of trying to hit it like this, you want to roll it like this. This action is so much easier to do than to press each button down individually. And I'm going to show you in a closer up look from kind of my point of view. Okay, so I'm literally holding the camera in front of my face right now. I can't actually see anything, but you can see the Clone Hero up there and recording software up there. This is what it looks like when you try and press each button down individually. Now, I could probably do it with my fingers, but to be honest, it's much easier to do it like I suggested. So instead of pressing it like that, you want to do it like this instead. You see what I mean? Like with the little hand roll. And the best way to get your hand to roll is to move your wrist. So different angle now. What you're doing is anchoring. I haven't got enough hands, but you're anchoring this part of your wrist right here. I'll add an arrow in editing. That'll work. You anchor that, and that is how you hit Freebird solo. Tips on improving skill? I use 3 fingers. IDK how people use their pinky, but I just can't. It's awkward to position all 4 fingers on buttons and my pinky coordination sucks. I could just use a 6 fret controller, but 5 fret has more songs I want. So when it comes to using 4 fingers instead of 3, the best thing I can recommend you do is to start playing on medium difficulty in Clone Hero or Guitar Hero, because medium difficulty requires you to use all 4 fingers. If you're already playing expert, you're a bit too far ahead of yourself. Just play on medium, use 4 fingers. And what I can recommend you do as well is play on the Guitar Hero 5 setlist, okay? Don't play Guitar Hero 3, 5. It's amazing, and there's a lot of really good songs on here. This is the first game that I started with, and it is the perfect game to start playing Guitar Hero. Even if you are playing on expert already, and you have to go back to medium just to learn how to play your pinky, do that. It's going to be so much better than playing on expert with the 3 fingers. On expert especially, you have to go into second position, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's also first position, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the most part, you're going to be playing in second position and have to swap down to first position just for the green. If you're playing with 3 fingers, then you're going to have 3 different positions, which makes it incredibly awkward, and it's making it harder than it needs to be. Guys, what do I do in this position? The song we're talking about is Through the Fire and the Flames. Everyone knows this song. I've heard it way too many times. So let's talk about how to actually hit the intro. There's 3 different ways you can actually hit the intro, and they're all of varying difficulties. The first way is the easy way, and that goes like this. So the easiest way to do it is hold green like this, with your other hand, and then tap the individual notes like this. And remember, you've got to let go in between each of the notes. You can't just hold them down, because otherwise it won't hit the green. The next way is by actually using 2 fingers on this hand and 3 fingers on this hand. So the idea is that you hold down the green with your first finger, hit every single red and every single yellow with your left hand, and then every single blue and every single orange with this hand, like this. You're splitting it up like that. And this is how that looks. And then the final way, it's a really dumb way of doing it, and I'm barely only able to do this myself. I probably won't get it. It is possible to do it one-handed. I'm not that good at the game. And of course, with all of these strategies and techniques, my recommendation is that you slow it way down first. The best speed to start is 30%. Play it on 30% speed to start with, just to learn the pattern and the shapes. And once you've FC'd the section 3 whole times, speed it up by 5% and do it another 3 times. Until you start missing, and then stick on that, and just keep going until you eventually reach 100%. That's how you learn the intro. What am I supposed to do here? In playing on keyboard all taps in gamepad mode. Song is Global Warming, Gojira. Alright, so this isn't the exact chart that you've shown in your picture, however, this is the exact same song, it's just slightly different. So you've got an open note, and then 2 hammer-ons. So the best way to hit this is do exactly what I'm doing here. Da 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 da, and that's hammer on both of the frets. So that was yellow, blue, and then you can hold down the lower fret until you get to the open note. So almost like you're forming a chord with these 2 frets right here, and then you let go after the blue. Just like this. How do you hit ascending quints? Do you slide your pinky near the end or the index finger at the start? When it comes to hitting Quince, and also patterns like you'll be seeing in just a moment, the best way to do it is actually to slide your first finger up to second position. The best thing to do is to go down to green, and then back up to red with the first finger. And I'll show you very quickly with this solo right here. And with that, we have reached the end of the first questions video for Clone Hero and Guitar Hero. If you've got any more for me to do in the future, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try and cover them if I can. Most of the questions I've come across have been about adapters, so preferably nothing about adapters. There's way too many adapter questions.